This is WVIZ TV 25 Cleveland.
James Madison, why are you no outside with the others? Tell me that, no? Essays Concerning Human Understanding by John Locke. Well, no. The question is, do ye understand him?
Well, yes and no, Master Robertson. What he seems to be saying is that our ideas are a result of our experiences.
Oh, aye, there's a good bit of truth to that. But now, Jimmy, go on outside with your classmates. Will you no be a boy while you can?
I am a boy, and I'm fast on my way to becoming a man. And I do not wish to waste my precious days in playful pastimes. Besides, what kind of chance would I have playing against any of them?
Although James Madison would soon be 16, he was both slight and short. Many Virginia lads of his age were approaching 6 feet, but James barely squeaked by 5.5 feet. While he couldn't compete very well in sports with his schoolmates, he had nevertheless earned their liking and respect, and was often called upon to settle their disputes, for they had found his decisions fair and his judgments sound.
But Master Robertson, every wind that blows nowadays keeps telling me I should waste no time in growing up. As a man, I could do more to help.
Precisely what ye refer to.
Well, the Stamp Act, for one thing.
What do you mean, lad? The Stamp Act was repealed last year. You know that.
Yes, but it was repealed with a declaratory act. Now let me see if I can recall the words. That Parliament has full power and authority to bind the colonies and the people of America, subjects to the crown of Great Britain. In other words, Great Britain can slap on a tax any time it wishes, and that's not fair.
Though James Madison was born near Fredericksburg, Virginia, his childhood, shared with 3 brothers and a sister, was spent on a Virginia plantation called Montpelier. After completing his classes with Master Robertson, James moved on to the College of New Jersey, known today as Princeton. It was there that his intense interest in government was both encouraged and influenced by the president of Princeton, Dr. John Witherspoon.
Good afternoon, sir. You are Mr. Madison, are you not?
Good afternoon, sir.
Well?
Oh, yes, I'm James Madison. I'm sorry, I was a bit lost in my thoughts, and I did not notice you, sir.
Mr. Madison, I have observed as I lecture that you likewise seem absorbed in your thoughts, eh?
Forgive me, sir, if I appear rude, but you see, several of your remarks pose challenging questions which require a great deal of thought, making me seem inattentive. But I do listen to you, sir.
No offense, young man. I was not scolding you. It's a pleasure occasionally to see a thinking face in one's audience.
Dr. Witherspoon,
Huh?
I understand from several of your lectures that you think our difficulties with the Crown will increase.
Absolutely. We Americans are not children to be ordered about by a king who is not even English and who sits upon his precious throne 3,000 miles across the sea. George III has no idea of the needs of the American colonies.
Well, what's to become of us, sir?
The day will come when there must be a reckoning. Men were born to be free. We Americans are no exception. I cannot tell if the day is near or far, but it will come. And when it does, James Madison, see that you are ready.
For war, sir.
For war, aye, and afterward. War brings terror, lawlessness, hate. If a man rid himself of a devil, 7 more devils will come to take its place unless there is something there beforehand ready to fill the gap, huh? Government, my dear sir, I refer to government. Now, when we've swept away the king's rule, what will follow?
Well, as you say, sir, government. Our government, the rule of the people.
To be sure. Vox populi, vox Dei, which is to say, the voice of the people is the voice of God. But first, there must be a form, a plan. Make no mistake, it will be with us soon. And when it is, young man, you'd best be prepared for it.
As James Madison was changing from a shy, backward youth to a self-confident young man at Princeton, Dolly Payne, one of 8 children, was growing up on a plantation in Virginia. Now, in 1783, John Payne, Dolly's father, moved his family to Philadelphia, at that time the new nation's capital. There he went into business making and selling starch. Well, by 1789, John Payne's business had failed, and he died soon after. Well, Dolly and her mother then opened a boarding house in order to continue to support their large family. When Dolly was 22, she married John Todd, a young lawyer. Then in 1793, yellow fever broke out in Philadelphia, killing thousands of people. John Todd rushed his family, that was Dolly, 2-year-old John Payne Todd, and 3-month-old William, to a safe place in the country. Then he returned to Philadelphia to help nurse the sick and bury the dead. Finally, the fever seized him. A very sick man, he rode home to Dolly, where he died in her arms. Then Dolly herself fell gravely ill with fever, as did her baby William, who died from it. But finally, the epidemic ended. Dolly recovered, and with her remaining child, moved back to Philadelphia. In 1778, when Thomas Jefferson was elected governor of Virginia, James Madison was a member of the Virginia legislature and Jefferson's aide. Now, one of Jefferson's first jobs was to improve the legal code of Virginia. When he was done, he asked Madison to look it over.
Good afternoon, Jemmy. You've read it?
Every word, several times.
And now that you have it memorized, what do you think of it?
It's monumental. And the part I admire most of all is the bill for the establishment of religious freedom. You know, I wrote a section just like that in the Virginia Declaration of Rights.
Yes, I know. And a great piece of work it is, too.
How can free men seek to bind other men's minds? Of all the areas in which human beings have the right to be free, liberty of thought and religion are foremost.
You and I think alike, James Madison. We shall work well together.
In May 1787, short, slight, quiet James Madison took the front row center seat in a small room of the Pennsylvania State House in Philadelphia, determined to both guide and record the proceedings of what was to become an historically momentous event. It was the same room in which the Declaration of Independence had been formed 11 years earlier. Madison's friend and fellow Virginian, General George Washington, presided over the meeting. And seated about Madison were a few dozen men from the 12 states who had answered the call to write a constitution for a new government. Well, day after day, for 5 straight months, the delegates argued, they haggled, and subjected themselves to each other's views. Many wanted a strong central government that would unite the separate states, yet have authority over them. And others wanted to protect the powers of the states, thereby leaving a weak central government. Well, when the members of that convention completed their work on September 17, 1787, they had managed to put together a 5,000-word document that was filled with compromises. You know, that is, they kind of bargained back and forth to satisfy each other. Well, the result was that a majority of the delegates were in doubt as to the success of the convention and its constitution. But on one point, there was unanimous agreement. 36-year-old James Madison had played a leading role in the framing of the American Constitution. Through his zeal, his wisdom, and his knowledge of government, he had emerged as the father of the Constitution.
We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense,